Welcome everybody to a brand new video on my YouTube channel, and today we are going to talk about the difference of airsoft toy guns compared to the real good quality airsoft sports guns. And of course we will test them out on the shooting range as well. So sit back, relax and enjoy the video. Don't you have that when you talk with somebody who doesn't know anything about airsoft and you say some stuff about airsoft? And then they talk about BB guns and they still don't know what you're talking about because they compare your airsoft guns to a BB gun that some child got off the fair. Well, yes, there are differences between airsoft toy guns and airsoft sports guns. Overall, of course, they are all BB guns, but there are still a lot of big differences between them. And today in this video I will talk about these differences between airsoft toy guns, specially made just to be toys, and then we have the airsoft sports guns, made to use in sport and much more focused on realism. We have three sections of airsoft guns. Companies, factories make airsoft guns for certain types of ages. For instance, I have here a Walther P99. This is a pistol specially made for the ages at around 12 years and older. Again, it depends on which country you live in, what your laws and regulations are. And this one shoots 0.08 joules. Then we go to, for instance, this MP40. This one is made for teens at around 16 years and older because it shoots 0.5 joules. It's a lot stronger already. That's the same with this AK, also 0.5 joules. Then we have the adult variant of airsoft guns. Like for instance this AK. This AK shoots 1.2 joules. And in the adult variant of airsoft guns, you also have like sniper rifles that can go up at around 2 joules. So factories make certain sections of BB guns for certain types of ages. 0.08 joules for 12 years, 0.5 joules for 16 years and older, and everything above 0.5 joules, so at around 1.2 joules mostly used, is 18 years and above. Or if you live in certain types of countries, 21 years and above. But still, next to the power of these airsoft pistols and guns, there is still a lot of difference between them. For instance, the quality build compared to airsoft toy guns and compared to the adult airsoft guns. The 0.5 joules and the 0.08 joules are considered toy guns. And everything above 0.5 joules is considered for adults. So with the toy guns, you have most of the time plastic guns, for instance like this one. This is a plastic MP40. It's very lightweight. It doesn't feel safe in my hand. If I take this to an airsoft field, I will certainly know this one will be snapped in half and destroyed. But when you compare it to guns of 18 years and older, for instance this M4. This is also plastic ABS, but much higher quality. And if I have this in my hand, I immediately can feel that when I play a game with this one won't break immediately. And then we also have full metal ones of 18 years and older. This one is full metal, stamped steel, real wood, and even has some parts on it from a real firearm. So when you're holding this in your hand, well, if you can destroy this on the airsoft field, I wish you good luck. These ones are toys. They are made to be toys. So, and a child or a teenager doesn't have a lot of money. Most of the time it asks one of these guns for their birthday or anything. So they need to be cheap because they just want to have a gun to play around with in their backyard with their dad or something. And if you compare it to the adult variant of airsoft guns, they are much higher price rate because they need to be much better quality because you really use them for sports. So these ones are much more expensive because they need to be accurate. They need to have a good gearbox in there. They need to have a good body that can withstand a punch because you're playing a sport. And sometimes when you play an airsoft scum, it can go pretty rough out there on the airsoft field. And with these ones, the toy guns, most of the time you just play in the backyard with them. It's just a toy. So it doesn't need to be extremely accurate. It doesn't need to be extremely strong because a child is using it. And you're not using it on a very big open field. Maybe some places they do, but overall the idea behind these airsoft toy guns are not meant to be on an airsoft field, but just to play around and have fun with your friends. So they don't need to be as strong and as expensive compared to the 18+ variant. Of course, in the airsoft toy gun section for 0.5 joules, you can still buy very good quality airsoft guns. I assure you, you have still metal ones and you have still very realistic ones. So if your child has a little bit more money than another one, then he can buy a little bit more expensive 0.5 joule gun. For instance, I have also a metal Glock like this one. It's a 0.5 joule Glock. But if I compare this 0.58 joule Glock to my full metal Beretta M9, this is sloppy. This is very cheap steel, but it's steel, it's metal, yes, but it's very cheap metal. And if I compare to this one, this is much higher value metal. It's much more slick into place. You don't have a lot of wobble, it just sticks perfectly, and it's more expensive. It's time to test out these airsoft guns, the airsoft toy guns compared to the airsoft adult variant ones. First of all, you have different kinds of how an airsoft gun can function. You have spring powered, you have AEG, CO2, green gas and HPA and maybe even some more. But what I have on the table right now are AEGs, green gas and CO2, spring powered, and yeah, that's what I have on my table right now. For the section for the children, the airsoft toy guns, most of the time they are spring powered and sometimes they have an AEG. With the adult variant ones, you have spring powered, but it's only spring powered in sniper rifles and shotguns. And next to that, when you have an assault rifle or anything, it's most of the time an AEG, or for pistols, green gas blowback or CO2 blowback. And for also assault rifles, you can put HPA on it. It's time to test out these airsoft guns, the airsoft toy guns compared to the airsoft adult variant ones. First of all, you have different kinds of how an airsoft gun can function. You have spring powered, you have AEG, CO2, green gas and HPA and maybe even some more. But what I have on the table right now are AEGs, green gas and CO2, spring powered, and yeah, that's what I have on my table right now. For the section for the children, the airsoft toy guns, most of the time they are spring powered and sometimes they have an AEG. With the adult variant ones, you have spring powered, but it's only spring powered in sniper rifles and shotguns. And next to that, when you have an assault rifle or anything, it's most of the time an AEG, or for pistols, green gas blowback or CO2 blowback. And for also assault rifles, you can put HPA on it. With airsoft toy guns, even assault rifles that can shoot semi-automatic and fully automatic are spring powered. For instance, I have this AK. This AK, normally, when I compare that to the adult variant, it can shoot semi-automatic and fully automatic. But with this one, it's just one function: pull back, fire, pull back, fire. It's spring powered. But if I compare that to the adult variant, like this one, semi-automatic and full auto. that was a little bit about the difference between these airsoft guns. The airsoft toy guns and the airsoft adult ones. Now it's time to shoot everything, and we will first start with the airsoft toy guns. And after that you will see what the airsoft adult variant guns can do. I'm sorry, but the 0.08 Joule 12 years and old pistol, the magazine is broken, so I can't shoot it. But it's a spring powered. I can do this and fire, but not a BB won't work anymore. But it's just a spring powered and it's fully plastic. It's just so lightweight, but this is just, I need to say, I'm sorry. For younger ages it's a lot of fun, but for me this is garbage. Then we have this Glock. I found it pretty funny, this Glock. It only cost me at about 15 euros, full metal, and it was spring powered. Like I told you, you just pull back the slide and fire, and pull back the slide and fire. Again, with this pistol, very hard to hit the targets, because the BBs go that way, that way, that way, down, up, straight, well, it goes everywhere. Then we have a mag, like this one. With the stick magazine, put it in there. Very fun thing with this one, because a normal, well, a realistic one, you have on the top you have a little bolt system that you pull back and then you can fire. Normally it shoots like full auto, like brrr, but with this one it's just like the pistols. Yes. Wow, that only went 10 meters. Okay, can you do it like this? That's so bad. What is... Oh, I hit the target, guys! Then we have the MP40. Also with stick mag. Put it in there. And that's what I like a little bit about the 0.5 joules. Of course, it's not so realistic compared to the other ones, but you still see that this thing is... I need to put it like that. You can still see that this is an MP40. Okay, that one really didn't go far. That one got far again. That one went to the right. And that one I finally hit the target. Okay, well, then we go over with the 0.5 Joule AK. Spring powered, here we go. Okay, that was a miss. That one went to the right. That one went all the way up. I didn't know what that BB had in plan, but it went all the way to the left. It just hit the side of my shooting range and I was aiming at the middle. And it hit the wall on the side. Okay, that one was really a big problem. And I hit the target, luckily. So, I need to say, shooting with 0.5 joules is very hard. These things are not accurate at all. But now it's time to shoot with the good quality ones. The Desert Eagle. Okay, here we go. Oh. Ha! Blooper, I didn't put any red gas in it. Yes, it's a little bit cold, that's why I'm not using green gas. So I'm using red gas. Magazine is filled with BB, so I didn't forget that. Okay, here we go. Hit the target. Hit the target. Missed it. Hit the target. Hit the target. Okay, this is much easier to shoot with. Much more accurate and much more fun because of the blowback function and the recoil in them. Well, then we have our Beretta M9. Still have some BBs left in there. Here we go. Okay, and empty. That's also a little detail with these pistols with blowback. When they are empty, they lock back and show you that they are empty, just like a real firearm. Amazing, right? Then we go over with the AKM. Put the magazine in there, put it on semi-automatic, rack the bolt, here we go, aim at target. And now full auto. Well, that was a lot easier. Then we go over with the M4. Put the magazine in there. Wind it up a little bit. This is a Why Not magazine. Put a semi-automatic. And full auto. Amazing, 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 amazing. I need to say, for the Airsoft toy guns, they are still a lot of fun to play around with. If I was 16 years old or anything, I would have a blast with that 0.5 Joule Airsoft guns, because I could still own an AK. Maybe it's not that accurate, maybe it's not that high quality, maybe it's not that focused on realism, but it's still a fun AK to play around with. Of course, because I'm an adult now, I play with those ones on the Airsoft field. Those are my toys right now. I need to say the adult variant ones are much more fun and I like them more, but I'm an adult, I can use those ones. But if you're not an adult and if you're allowed to have those 0.5 joules in your possession, in your collection, depends of course in which country you are, with which laws they have right there. But I would still have a lot of fun and a very big blast to play around with those things. At the end of the day, my opinion is it doesn't matter which age you are, it doesn't matter where you play with, as long as you can enjoy the sport and enjoy the hobby. That's the most important thing. I hope you liked this video as well. If you did, then please put a very big thumbs up. I hope for the people that don't know a lot about Airsoft now know the difference between Airsoft toy guns and the Airsoft sports guns for adults. And of course, if you want to follow me on social media, that's possible. I have Instagram, Facebook and Snapchat. The links are in the description below. And I will see you in the next video. Oi!